Adhere to your purpose and you will soon feel as well as you ever did. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. The Lord prefers common-looking people. That is the reason he makes so many of them. Every man is proud of what he does well, and no man is proud of what he does not do well. Towering genius disdains a beaten path. It seeks regions hitherto unexplored. The government will not assail you. You can have no conflict without being yourselves the aggressors. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. The way for a young man to rise, is to improve himself every way he can, never suspecting that anybody wishes to hinder him. Perhaps a man's character is like a tree and his reputation like its shadow. Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. To give victory to the right, not bloody bullets, but peaceful ballots only, are necessary. Our defense is in the preservation of the spirit which prizes liberty as the heritage of all men, in all lands, everywhere. The dogmas of the quiet past, are inadequate to the stormy present. Shall fugitives from labor be surrendered by national or by state authority? The Constitution does not expressly say. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. Neither party expected for the war, the magnitude, or the duration, which it has already attained. Determine that the thing can and shall be done, and then we shall find the way. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Plainly, the central idea of secession is the essence of anarchy. Thoughtful men must feel that the fate of civilization upon this continent is involved in the issue of our contest. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. He who does something at the head of one regiment, will eclipse him who does nothing at the head of 100. You are ambitious, which, within reasonable bounds, does good rather than harm. The leading rule for the lawyer, as for the man of every other calling, is diligence. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. There is no grievance that is a fit object of redress by mob law. It is safe to assert that no government proper ever had a provision in its organic law for its own termination. No state upon its own mere motion can lawfully get out of the Union. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is going forward with the face of fear. In very truth he was, the noblest work of God, an honest man. Do not destroy that immortal emblem of humanity, the Declaration of Independence. The only person who is a worse liar than a faith healer is his patient. We know nothing of what will happen in future, but by the analogy of experience. Our reliance is in the love of liberty which God has planted in our bosoms. You know you've reached middle age when all you exercise is caution. Allow me to assure you, that suspicion and jealousy never did help any man in any situation. The people will save their government, if the government itself will allow them. Freedom is the last, best hope of earth. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Tell the truth and you won't have so much to remember. I care not much for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. Any society that takes away from those most capable and gives to the least will perish. Tell the truth and you won't have so much to remember. What are you gonna do for a face when the baboon wants his ass back?